found a public park and look what's behind it. Oh, the Trullis. Oh, the Trullis. Look, we gotta touch it. Now we can say we touched Trulli. Trullis. Alberobello is a city in the province of Bari. Good morning, everybody. We are in Bari right now, on the bus now, and we are getting ready to go to Alberobello. I am so excited to share with you all the legends and myths, and I am just so excited to see the Trulli, so let's go. This huge loaf of bread is what we purchased that I showed you. Protected food from Matera. So it's something that traditionally has like a yellowish crumb. The wheat is only produced in Matera and the recipe has to keep exactly the same. So I'm really excited to try it. It's a little sweeter. Well, we have arrived in Alberobello and it is raining. Nothing can ruin my mood though because I'm very excited to be here. However, I do want to say whatever the drainage system here probably isn't very good. Like, it's not raining any harder than like rainy Vancouver or Seattle. If it was any day that could have rained, I think my luck worked out because today we're gonna see Trullis and they don't need necessarily good weather to see it, but if I was to go do like a scenic spot or like do a hike like in Matera, then this would have been really bad. But I'm just gonna walk around town, so I'm gonna go find it. Oh, so I took the bus. It was like maybe €5 one way, and it took about an hour and 10 minutes or so, and then it dropped me off probably about 20 minutes, so I'm trying to find the center now. We all love a good church, right? So this is the Basilica of St. Cosmas. Let's see if we can just take a look inside before heading into the center. This is right by the edge. Oh my god, the Trullis right there. This is the inside of the church. Not many tourists at all. 0 people, in fact. All right, so let me give you a little bit of background. Trullis are those houses behind me, and it's a plural form. Trullo is one of those houses. And the legend, or the fun legend, is that back in the day when this town was ruled by a Spanish king, the locals, the peasants that lived in Alberobello, were instructed to build these rock rooftops so that when the taxpayer came around, they would be able to remove the key to the roof and it would just crumple, and they would claim they wouldn't need to pay any taxes because a house without a roof is not a house. However, that's a legend, and probably the more truth to it is the other, because like if it really was like that, it would be really hard for elderly people or just people in general to like rebuild their roofs every single year. Probably more realistic explanation is that this used to be a massive forest. So when the guardian of the forest said the peasants that could live here could build homes, but more homes that were a little bit more temporary so they wouldn't create permanent structures within the forest. Probably the realistic explanation of why these are like this. And for the cone-shaped structure, they don't specifically know why it was made this way, but maybe because it was just an easier constructed structure out of stones, which was widely available here and a really economical building material in this region. Okay, let me keep showing you a little bit before I bore you with everything. But I'm so excited, and I don't mind that there's nobody here and it's raining. Like, it's lovely. I planned a short day trip here from Bari, and I'm just over the moon to be able to see this in real life and show you all. There's a self-proclaimed King Trullo somewhere here, And supposedly it's, you know, the biggest with several rooms combined. You can see the rooftops, some of them are conjoined, and you can pay for entry to go in if you like, to kind of see how the rooms are constructed. And I've also seen some really cool Airbnbs. You can stay in actually one of these Trullos as well. They exist all around the Puglia region, but they're all stacked together in Alberobello, so that's why this has become such a tourist place. I'm sorry for the rain. My umbrella isn't giving the best shot, but my arm's getting all wet. Trying to let you see everything a little bit better. One more fun fact that I thought was incredible. So Alberobello, why the town got its name, many people think it's because in modern Italian language, albero means tree and bello means beautiful, and this used to be a massive forest, so people commonly think that this town is called Alberobello because of the beautiful trees. But in fact, there's a secular tree called Alberobello, and it was a tree that was commonly used to make the wood part of guns. So it was the tree of war, or tree of guns. That's how the town got its name origin. My life is actually complete after seeing this in real life. This was on my bucket list. I'm so excited. I'm not all really super excited whenever I pass these. When you go on trains or bus rides to different regions in the Puglia region, you can kind of see these like within farmlands, these Trullos or Trullis within, like, there's like one-off ones usually, and I always get so excited when I see them. And here is a town where you can see so many all at once. After the Spanish king rule, this architecture and this design of the houses just stuck around, but now they're made with a little bit more structured permanent materials. One thing I think is super awesome is people still live in these Trullis. There's some that are converted to like tourist shops and restaurants, wine bars, etc. So if you're in this area, it would be cool. Well, nothing seems to be open right now, but I'm here before 10 a.m. So that might be one reason. But if you are in this region, it would be amazing if you either stay in an Airbnb around this area just because it's a super cool experience, or I think I would just go inside one, maybe that King Trullo that you can pay to enter in, or go in a cafe or a restaurant to kind of experience the inside of this as well. There's another legend of two of these Trullis being conjoined together in the center, and it was because there was two brothers that was madly in love with the same woman, and they decided to join their houses, and it didn't work out, and one brother got exiled from the house. I don't know if we believe that, but kind of an interesting story, no? This is winter, low season, and it's super rainy. I don't see any tourists in sight, let alone local people. There's like one or two local people like running their business, but it's absolutely, the streets are absolutely empty. So it could be a good or a bad thing. I personally don't hate it, and this was the time I had for holidays. So it would be more amazing if it wasn't raining, just because I wouldn't be getting so wet. However, I am truly amazed by this experience, and I absolutely love this town. Look at the cute little souvenirs that you can take home. And larger souvenirs you can take home. Adorable. This is the cutest gelato shop. This Trullo is a gelato shop. So adorable. It still kind of amazes me that people live here, as well as there's shops and everything. Looks delicious. A couple of war monuments here. We're gonna try to find the viewpoint of the city. And there is also a smaller church on this side as well. Oh my god, we haven't got to the viewpoint yet, but we found a public park and look what's behind it. Oh, the Trullis. Oh, the Trullis. The joined rooftops for some reason is my favorite. Look at that. This is a very small park. Oh, it's almost like a maze. I came here truly by accident. Maybe there's flowers there in the summer, but that's amazing. You can see there's a Trullo here. It's locked up, but you can kind of see what's inside. Oh, I think you can't. I think it's a little too dark for my camera to pick up. I find the stacking of stones really impressive. It's actually like flat slabs of stones, which makes more sense than like literal just rocks, but they're very flat slabs. I wouldn't have known that until looking at it close up. This is the Belvedere sui Trulli. Look how amazing this is. You can see a little bit of the church that we were in earlier. And then the whole village of Trullis. Absolutely so amazing. I wish I had a drone. We're gonna go explore a little bit more. As I keep staring at this, don't they look like upside down ice cream cones? What do you think about Alberobello so far? I love the stories behind it, and I feel it's absolutely amazing. And I believe it is 1993 when it was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Oh my god, this is absolutely amazing. So I'm not gonna lie, I got so wet from the rain. I ended up staying back at the church for like 40 minutes just to dry off. And I'm so grateful because now the rain has stopped. We can see this beautiful view, walk along the streets, and it's just absolutely gorge. So absolutely highly recommend. And if it rains, just pray it stops and wander around the streets. A lot of people actually live here, so don't bother them too much, but very cool. Look, we gotta touch it. Now we can say we've touched a Trullis. So cool. That's so cool. This is the inside of a Trulli. That was so cool, getting a small little peek into somebody's house. Amazing. There's just a beautiful villa. I don't know, it's probably someone's private residence, but they have a bunch of Trulli on the side. It's gorgeous, and it's a little lighter color rooftops. This Trullo's all by itself. It looks more of like a farmer's shed than someone's house. And then there's a restaurant here, and then right behind here, a combination of a modern house and a Trullo. I noticed on the countryside where the actual like bigger houses are, there's a lot of this kind of conjoined like modern with the Trullo combined to it. I came here by bus, but there's plenty of parking lots, and look at this fun trail to walk up to the Alberobellos. You can see them all right behind the parking lot there. And the city store makes it easy for locals. They close off the roads for tourists, and they only allow locals to drive on the roads, which makes a lot of sense. A couple of these in town are bed and breakfasts, like this one here. Eek! They're shops inside the Trullis. This place has decent gelato. Would love to try it if it's open. I haven't quite learned why some of these Trullos have symbols drawn onto the rooftops, but if I figure it out, I'll add it in This church is Sala San Antonio, and it's made out of multiple trullos. This is the inside of it. You can see the roof is conical. There's so many fun shops, and they're inside the Trullis. Definitely worth checking out the shops and grabbing a souvenir back home. And you can also see the town's smallest Trulli. This one, it's just, I don't even know how many square feet it is, but tiny, and there's 7 people that used to live here. This is a cute little bakery shop called Martinucci, and this little pastry has ricotta cheese and pistachio cream inside. It's really crumbly. It's really good. Well, there's so many symbols of these ones. This one looks like a church, but no, it's just a house. Okay, I just found out these symbols mean it is for protection, which is really cool. Look at the roof, it's conical. Very cool.
This is art.
Yeah, this is art. Here's a wine bar right underneath a Trulli here, and you can actually go downstairs. It's not open right now, but you can have, when it is open in high season, you can go down and grab a drink there. And that is all we have to see in Alberobello. I'm so excited to have come here. It's definitely a place to visit. I think a lot of it is, like, the churches were beautiful, especially the Trulli church. And going into some restaurants and shops where you can see the inside of the Trulli is really, really special. And especially because this is a World Heritage Site, definitely worth a visit. This is Casa de Moor. Unfortunately, we can't go in as it is low season, so it's not open. But it is the only 2-story Trullo that exists in this town, and you can actually pay a visit to go inside. Thank you for joining me. I am now, my bus is here. I'm very excited. The bus takes me straight back to Bari. It's about an hour and 10 minutes or so, and it's right on time. So I am excited to leave. It's cold, but thankfully it stopped raining again. It was like an on and off rain. I do think that a day trip is perfect to Alberobello. You don't need a full day, and I don't necessarily recommend staying here at all. It's not super touristic in that sense. Yes, it's low season, so not everything is open, but you can kind of finish the town fairly quickly. I would say in 4 or 5 hours. I was here probably for about 8 hours, like a nice decent day, and I kind of ran out of things to do. I just sat at the cafe for a bit, chatted with my friend, and I mean, it was still beautiful. So I'm so glad I got to enjoy this World Heritage Site, and I definitely recommend you to come as well. Just plan like half a day or a day, and by drive or by bus if you're coming from Bari or a different kind of central base would just be perfect. See you again, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you subscribe, and see you next time.